everybody, Lord Tremendous here, got another battle report here for you. Another 3,000 point battle using the Legion rules. Lord Tremendous of the Undead Legion versus the Slaughtermaster of the Ogre Kingdoms. Yeah, I played 3,000 points of fatty backs, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how, well, they picked their teeth clean with my corpses. No, yeah, no spoilers, let's see what happens.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, which if you've watched the previous two battle reports, you pretty much know what I'm running, because these all happened in the same day. I have my Vampire Lord, Lord Tremendous, on a Zombie Dragon. He's a level 2 wizard with heavy armor, sword of might, enchanted shield, Talisman of Preservation, the other Trickster Shard, Red Fury, Quick Blood, and the Lore of Death. I haven't switched over to the Lore of Vampirism yet, because I'm still playing on the same day, and you guys hadn't given me the good advice yet. So I blame you, actually. I blame you and time, and maybe even quantum physics, if I could understand what that meant. But I do intend to try out Lore of Vampires on my, well, Vampire Lord very soon. Very soon. So, as soon as I get a chance. Next up, I have my Lich High Priest, Queen Elizabeth. She's a level 4 wizard with a Dispel Scroll, Seed of Rebirth, and the lore Nehekara. And I'm going to keep her with that lore because I really, really like it. My hero choices are my Tomb Prince, Dark Vincent, with a great weapon, armor is silvered steel and a luckstone, and my Necrotech, Sinister Jeffrey, with the Gambler's Armor, Dragonbane Gem, and the Iron Curse icon. My core choices consist of 5 direwolves, who I still haven't named yet because, 10 skeleton archers with a musician, 58 skeleton warriors, the Fateless with full command light armor and shields, 14 skeleton archers, the Queen's Guard with unit champion and banner, and 3 chariots, Rolling Bones, with the musician, banner, and the banner of eternal flame. My special choices consist of 5 Hex Race, 3 Vargeists, 3 Medusa Stalkers, those that gaze, and, oh, my baby, the Chimerian War Sphinx with fiery breath. My rare choices consist of a Hyro Titan, Nad the Protector, a Screaming Skull Catapult, and the Casket of Souls. My opponent's list, I didn't get. I just didn't. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know if he had a full list with him. He had multiple papers. I didn't get it. I didn't think to take pictures of it. I just wanted to play. So, sorry. You get a cool picture to look at, though. Ah! Here are my spells, which are too many to name. And I didn't get my opponent's spells, so here's deployment. And I thought about turtling, but to be perfectly honest with you, that seemed like a terrible idea because the ogres are going to be across the table in like 1 turn, maybe 2, if they fail a charge, and I'm screwed. So I kind of moved everything back. My dragon, well, my Vampire Lord on the dragon is over on the right there, right behind the Hex Race, because I wanted him to try to charge the Hex Race. He needed like a 10 to hit him, even the Iron Guts. Yeah, the Mornfang, they needed a little bit less, but the Mornfang hit the Hex Race, that's fine. They can't do anything to him. The Iron Guts, that huge brick in the middle there of Iron Guts, they could hit him, but he needed like a 10. I was 16 away. I'm thinking I'm fine. You know, and then, you know, he fails that. My general's right there, you know, so he can move up, and then the Hex Rays can run through the ogres for a while and just harass him that way, killing, you know, taking 5 strength, 5, you know, auto wounds with flaming, and I think it's no armor saves. Would be nice, and I was just gonna harass him like that for a while, let him, you know, eat the dogs or whatever, and that was about it. Other than that, the dogs were going to redirect. Everything in the middle was just there to back everything up. Skeletons, archers, you know, casters, Nad the Protector, the War Kitty, all of that was in the back middle there, just waiting for whatever made it through to just get, you know, hopefully vaped. The Vargeist and the chariots were on my left flank there, getting ready to just provide support, maybe a counter charge or 2. I was going to, excuse me, maybe send the Vargeists after the cannons, because there's 2 of them in this list, which everybody and their brother has been warning me about, so I've been looking forward to running into them just to see if you guys are right or if you're all full of shit, man. But, and then of course I've got my casket in the back right corner there, as well hit as I possibly can. Just going to try to take as much damage, or put as much damage into these guys as humanly possible. So that's deployment. Here's my opponent's center, because he really doesn't have a right flank. From left to right, there's one of his cannons. In front of them is a unit of man-eaters. I believe the front three have great weapons, and the back three have just regular weapons. I don't think they have any upgrades. Or back four anyway. And then he's got the special character, Gold Tooth or something like that. He's the one that gets like 2d6 times 10 worth of magic gear or whatever, and so he has that special character in there. I can't remember his name. Behind them is another cannon, and next to him is, well, not yet. Here you go. Here's his left flank. That huge, massive ogre flesh on the left there is a bunch of iron guts. I don't even know how many. 6, 12, 18. He's in the 20s with iron guts. Plus, he's got a BSB. Plus, he's got a slaughtermaster. Plus, I think he's even got a fire belly in there or something like that. So, there is a ton. You're looking at a 15 to 1800 point unit right there. Oh, baby, that's scary as hell. Plus, he's got the Rune on his BSB, so none of my spells are going to hit him, except for like 1 out of every 6 if I'm lucky. And next to them are the obligatory Mornfang for whatever reason. Here's my right flank, which consists of my Casket, my Hex Race, and my Vampire Dragon. And here's my center, from right to left. The Tomb Guard are actually archers. I still haven't put those together yet because this all happened on the same day, so I haven't had a chance. There's an Added Protector. Way out in the front are my Dire Wolves. In the middle are my Skeleton Warriors with Necrotech and Tomb Prince installed. Behind them is a unit of archers with my High Lich Priest and my War Kitty. Oh, I love that model. And my left flank, which consists of my Catapult, my Vargeist, and my Chariot. Here's top of 1 after movement, and I didn't get to go first. And his Iron Guts made the charge. He rolled an 11. I was like, oh no! And I believe his BSB had the Sword of Might, not 100% on that one, but he did have a magic weapon, so that sucks. Other than that, his Mornfang just kind of moved through the forest. He doesn't march, so he doesn't have to worry about dangerous terrain. His man-eaters move up a little bit, and his cannons both take careful aim at my dragon because, well, y'all been warning me. So that's what happens there. There's a better picture of his wall of flesh slamming into my Hex Race there. That was an insane charge. I mean, it really was. He needed a 10, 11, or 12, and he rolled an 11. You can kind of see the 2 dice that he used in the picture there. Badass dice, by the way. But, yeah, you know, best laid plans and all. Nothing happens in his magic phase, so we go into shooting, and one of his cannonballs actually hits my dragon. My Vampire Lord makes his 4-up ward save, but of course the dragon doesn't have that luxury and takes 5 wounds, actually. The other cannonball fails to hit him, so that was nice. But yeah, my dragon's got 1 wound left, and it's top of 1. Eek! Then we go over here into combat, and yeah, I'm not able to do anything to him. His bruiser is able to do, I think, 3 wounds with all the combat res and everything like that. My Hex Race go poof, and the Iron Guts laugh and laugh and laugh. And so they just kind of turn their face a little bit, and then we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement. And okay, so I'm a little paranoid. So my Vampire Lord and Dragon goes flying way over by his Iron Guts to make it a little bit harder for him to shoot his cannons at me. My Dire Wolves move up to dare him to charge something. I was hoping the Man-Eaters would hit him and then just kind of traffic jam a little bit. The War Kitty, the Chariots, and the Vargeist all kind of prepare themselves to countercharge. Skeleton Warriors and all my archers, they kind of back up a little bit, as well as my Titan, he backs up. And, you know, my Casket doesn't move at all because there's no point. During the magic phase, I 6 dice the Casket at his cannon on the left and explode that bastard. He rolls like a 15 or something insane. So 1 cannon explodes. The one next to it takes 3 wounds. Not enough to kill it, but definitely enough to make it think about things. It does take a panic check for unit destroyed within 6, but it passes. So he passed one of his leaderships. After that, there was nothing within 6 inches, but the damage was done, and I felt much better about my dragon's odds. Then over here, I get the Curse of Lanif off on the Mornfang and do 3 wounds to one of them, killing him outright, which, ooh, I like the Lore of Death. During my shooting phase, the archers take some shots at the Man-Eaters and slip 1 through. Just worth mentioning because, you know, 1's bleeding from Strength 3 shooting, which I thought was funny. And then my catapult fires and direct hits into his cannon and does 1 wound. Yeah, that sucks. The catapult hit, but he didn't hit a beefy part, so he's only able to do 1 more wound to the cannon. It's sitting at 1 wound left, so it's on its last leg, but I was really hoping to kill the damn thing before it could kill my dragon. So we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and there's a little bit, not a ton. His Iron Guts fail their march. He doesn't charge because there's nothing there, and they fail their leadership check to march, so they move up like 6 inches. The Man-Eaters move up respectfully. The Mournfang, I don't know why they moved there, but they did, and his cannon lines up to shoot my dragon because he's only got 1 wound left. He just has to touch him, right? Other than that, what you see is what you get. During his magic phase, he gets regen off on his Iron Guts, which, I'm sorry, not on his Iron Guts, on everything. He does the bubble regen, and he irresistible forces it through, so that sucks. However, he miscasts 4. And, ooh, if you're going to miscast playing against me, I want to see a miscast 2 to 4. I really do, because I'm a dick. And then the worst happens. Tzeentch tears open reality and pulls his level 4 out of the unit and sucks his ass into the warp. I'm sorry, he does still have his Bruiser, and there's a Tyrant in there as well. So he does still have some fighting in there, but the level 4 Slaughtermaster is toast, which means top of 2, his magic phase is over. So that's outstanding. Yeah, he got regen off on everybody, but that's the last time he does. So I wait a turn. Not a big deal. After this, we go over to shooting, and his cannon fires at my dragon and falls 1 inch in front of my dragon's base. He missed. So awesome. The dragon lives 1 more turn. And since everything else is pretty much done, we go over to bottom of 2 after movement, and I charged. I had to. It was time to kill stuff. Needless to say, my chariots, my Vargheists, and my War Kitty charge the Man-Eaters, and they all make it. All hail the Dice Cup. My Dragon Lord there, he charges into the Mournfang's flank and makes it no problem. Nad the Protector sacrifices himself. He moves up 6 inches to redirect the Iron Guts if they so deem to charge. That way they couldn't charge my Skeletons right away, and it gives me just a little bit of time. If he overruns, that's fine. At best, he hits my Skeleton Archers. I really didn't care. But if he doesn't, then he's got to reform, and it gives another turn to survive, hopefully. But the longer I can keep them out of the combat, the longer the casket can do some stuff, maybe, and, you know, all that other good stuff. So that was the plan there. There's a better picture of my Vargheists, my Chariots, and the War Kitty slamming into the Man-Eaters, and I sent that much into them because I'm going to need that much into them just to get them to drop. And there's a better picture of my dragon limping into the Mournfang because I'm hoping to kill him. During the magic phase, I'm able to get the Curse of Lamp off on his cannon and slip the last wound through and kill it. So at least my dragon's not going to die to the damn cannons, and the cannons have been dealt with, so I feel really good about that. But, yeah, I do see what your point is with the 2 cannons. And like I said, I know you guys all warned me about the dual cannon things, and I do see what your point is, but I'm never going to stop putting my lords on monsters now. They are too much fun. Too much. Then I'm able to get Incantation of Desiccation off on his Man-Eaters. Not the big one, just -1 strength, -1 toughness. Just enough so that my impact hits do more damage. As you can see, there's, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Man-Eaters plus that special character in there, so little nervous. Yeah, one's carrying a wound. He's got an arrow in his throat, but he's still kicking, and he's going to kick me hard, so I was a little worried about that. But so I lowered their strength and toughness by 1 just so that my impact hits could do a little bit more damage. Do wounds easier, I guess. And so we go straight into combat. And as you can see, I do a boatload of wounds. I kill 5 Man-Eaters. In return, though, they do kill 2 of my chariots, leaving a wound on 1. They don't do anything to my Vargeist or my War Kitty, which is awesome. I'm not able to do anything to his character either, which kind of disappointed me. But yeah, one of the man readers even takes an extra wound. I win this combat by a truckload that was being toted over there in a boatload. Unfortunately for me, man eaters are stubborn, and he made his break check no problem. Then over here, my Dragon Lord kills the Mournfang outright. Just obliterates them. Red Fury and Quick Blood should be illegal. Literally, there should be a warrant out for my arrest for what just happened. Just glorious. He was able to do 6 wounds to these guys, no problem. Myrtleized all 3 of them, or both of them anyway, and they died. They died horrible, hideous deaths, and good. The Iron Guts do take a panic check, but they pass no problem, and my Dragon Lord just kind of shifts around a little bit to decide where he's going to go next, either the Man-Eaters or the Iron Guts. So, with the fun done, we go to top of 3 after movement, and the Iron Guts take the bait and go after Nad the Protector. It's a valiant sacrifice on his part. You know, that's his job. He's 175 points of support. And I like him, but you know, he still is a strength 6, toughness 6 monster with a 5-up armor, so he's not exactly useless. But in this situation, he's a lot cheaper than my skeleton warriors or my archers with character in them. So even if the Iron Guts do overrun, they're gonna hit my 10-man brick of archers, and I really don't care about them. So that's great. It keeps him out of the main combat for the most part, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the charge, so I'm glad he took the bait. Other than that, though, his man-eaters are in combat already, so they don't go anywhere, and everything else he has is dead. So, well, there you go. There's a better picture of his Iron Gut swarm slamming into my Hyro Titan. And you know what? I feel bad for sacrificing him like that, but it was the smartest choice I had. He's got no magic phase because it went into the warp, and he's got no shooting phase because I sent it back to hell. So we go straight into combat, and my opponent flubs spectacularly. All the ogres, he moves all his characters over, you know, to get into combat. Everything that can swings at my Titan. Not one wound was done. He was not able to wound a toughness 6 month. I mean, his dice abandoned him like mine did before I burned him. It was, well, on my side of the table, it was glorious. On his side of the table, it was soul crushing, and I totally understand his pain. But this crazy mother effing Hyro Titan took a charge from the biggest friggin' unit of Iron Guts I've ever faced and survived. Now, granted, my Hyro Titan wasn't able to do anything in return. I swung at his BSB and I completely missed. But, so he charged, had 2 banners and 2 ranks, so he won by 5. I'm an arcane construct. I take 1 less. I took 4 wounds. Hyro Titan has 5. He's still up. If you can effing believe it, my Hyro Titan is still alive. Could not believe it. So yeah, next time you see the Hyro Titan in a battle report, he is going to be completely painted, and it's all because of this combat. Could not believe my eyes. This crazy wall of Iron Gut slammed into my Hyro Titan and didn't kill it. That thing is kryptonite, wrapped in awesome and bow-tied with pure raw excellence. I love that model, and the fact that this just happened is unbelievable. Then over here in combat, my last chariot gets killed, and that's perfectly fine. I kill all but one of his man-eaters and that little special character dude. My Vargeist take a couple of wounds. Let's see, I took 4 wounds. He took like 7 or something like that. I think I win this combat. I'm almost positive I win this combat, but he's still stubborn and he doesn't go anywhere. So we go over tier 2, bottom of 3 after movement, and well, I mean, honestly, I figured why not. The skeleton warriors charge into the flank of the Iron Guts because I want them to die, and I'm never going to get a better chance than this. My archers just kind of shimmy away the best they can. My vampire lord goes into the remaining, what's it called, man-eater slash gold tusk, gold finger, I can't remember. It's the gold special character guy. And that's it. The plan here is finish off the man-eaters and then turn all my attention to the Iron Guts and hope I don't bounce off these rat bastards. That's it. I do try to bring my stalkers in, and I misfire 2, and the Sands claim them as their own, which sucks. But you know what? I've played 20 battles now, maybe, with the Tomb Kings, roughly, and I've only lost the stalkers to the Sands twice, so 1 out of 10, I can deal with that. There's a better picture of my skeleton warriors slamming into the flank of the Iron Guts, and no delusions, just trying to take out as many as I can while the flank was exposed. And there's a better picture of my Vampire Lord slamming into the Man-Eater and Special Character because they have to die so I can deal with the Iron Guts. During the magic phase, I get the big incantation of Desiccation off on the Man-Eaters. Really, this is just to guarantee that my dragon survived. I didn't want my Vampire Lord running around on his own because that would have sucked. But maybe I should have put it on the Iron Guts, but I didn't. So, oh well, you know, hindsight's 20/20. But this is what I did, and so I'm going to report it. And as you can see, it worked. We go into combat, and the Man-Eaters, my Lord issued a challenge, and the special character accepted it. My Vampire Lord was able to kill that guy no problem. Meanwhile, the rest of the unit just vaporized the Man-Eater, and everything turned to face the Iron Guts because it's time to deal with the big problem. Over here in combat, it doesn't go terrible. I do 6 or 7 wounds to the Iron Guts, and in return, I take 5. 6 if you count the Titan. I do win this combat, believe it or not, but it doesn't matter because he has the Crown of Command and a BSB, which I always forget about that damn Crown of Command. But yeah, he's got the Crown of Command and a BSB, and he makes his check no problem. And then he turns to face me. I don't have a picture of it just yet, but it'll be there in a minute. But yeah, he turns to face me. He's able to pass the leadership check, and so now my skeletons are in a little bit of trouble. So here is top of 4 after movement, and that's pretty much it. There's no movement. Everything he has is dead or in combat. He has no magic and he has no shooting, so we go straight into combat. And oh god, I get my face kicked in. I think I'm able to do like a wound to his tyrant. I'm not 100%. And I think I'm able to kill another couple of Iron Guts. It's not enough. I lose a ton of skeletons. My Necrotech and my Tomb Prince are alright, but everyone else, if you're a skeleton and you're not a character, you're in a bad place right now. Yeah, I get beat down pretty good, but my unit's still there. There's still about 26 left, 26 in that unit, so I might be able to survive one more round. We'll see. So we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and I have a huge eternal debate. Like this turn took me, my movement phase here took me way too long to figure out because I could not decide what I wanted to send into the Iron Guts. I was like, do I just let the skeletons die, or because I've got everything else, but I don't want to lose my Prince and my Necrotech. I think those are too many points to lose all in all. But I'm afraid if I send anything in there, it's gonna get beat all to hell because that's still a lot of attacks from the Iron Guts. I didn't know what to do, so I said, "Screw it, real men charge." So I sent the War Sphinx in. I didn't send the Dragon in because I was really nervous about that. I didn't want the Dragon to take 1 more wound and die, and I couldn't get my my level 4 close enough to cast the 5-up ward spell off on him because I didn't want him that close to the damn Iron Guts because he's a Lord level character. So I was like, if I keep my General away, he's like 671 points. I think maybe, okay, so I'll send the War Kitty in and see what happens. So I sent the War Sphinx in, he makes it. Everything else just kind of looks around, and I'm hoping for the best here. There's a better picture of the War Sphinx charging into the Iron Guts, and you know what? It's time for him to be a hero. During the magic phase, I just go willy-nilly with it. I get 5-up ward, I get righteous smiting off just to bring more models back in, and I get incantation of desiccation, the small one off on the Iron Guts, making them toughness 3 and most of them strength 5. So, well, strength 5 wounds anyway. So that's a little bit better. He still needs 2s pretty much everywhere, but it's the toughness. I'm going for that toughness. And it works out, actually. Works out real nice. He passes his terror check because my War Kitty is terrifying. But he takes a lot of wounds. I think his BSB takes 1 or 2. I think his Tyrant only has 1 on him. I don't know. He's got something else in there, but I'm able to kill another 2 or 3 Iron Guts, and I don't take as much damage as I would have expected. The War Kitty does take a couple of wounds. You know, it happens here and there. It's not a terrible thing, but I think I win this combat. I'm not 100%. I think I might win this combat, and he's still stubborn because of the Crown of Command, but it went my way. I actually won this combat, and so my Skeleton Warriors survived, you know, another round. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. So after that, we go over here to top of 5 after movement, and there's no movement because the Ogres are in combat, and that's all he's got left. No magic, no shooting. We go straight into combat, and again, I'm holding on. I made a lot of ward saves. I won't lie to you. My Tomb Prince takes a wound because he issues a challenge, I believe, and my Tomb Prince just accepts it because it's like, I need to soak up some of these wounds. And I think he takes 1. The rest of the unit, I think I lose this combat, but I'm beating the crap out of Iron Guts and dropping more and more every round. So it's looking like I might be able to pull this one off, maybe. Other than that, though, I think I lose this one, and as you can see, I've got my Necrotech, half-dead Tomb Prince, and like 5 Skeleton Warriors. So it's like, oh, there's no way I'm surviving this one. So we go over here to bottom of 5, and I get desperate. It's all or nothing time, boys and girls. So Big Daddy Lord Tremendous on this dragon comes tearing into the Iron Guts. I figure, you know what, if he kills my dragon, that sucks, but he has to kill my Vampire Lord as well. There's not that many Skeleton Warriors left. I don't know how much combat res he could possibly earn. Let's hope against hope and see what happens. So he goes in. The Vargeist would have gone in, but there was no room for him, and the Skeleton Archers are not giving him free combat res. It's just not happening. There's a better picture of Big Daddy Lord Tremendous slamming into there because he needs to take them down. During the magic phase, I get 5 up board and smiting off again, raising, I think, 6 or 7 more Skeleton Warriors. The 5 up board save is important, but really I was just trying to bring some more fodder back in just to keep the unit alive, you know what I mean? And we won. We go into combat, and we won, if you can effing believe it. So much at my Vampire Lord pulverizes that friggin' character's tyrant, just thunder smashes his face into the wall, and that was glorious to behold. I don't even mind telling you. The dragon doesn't have anything attacking because he was in a challenge and there was nothing that could hurt him. The War Kitty does some damage. The Skeleton Warriors do some damage. My Tomb Prince survives. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't a challenge at all. My Vampire Lord was in base-to-base contact with 1 Iron Gut and with a character. I was able to kill the character before he could do anything. And then he put his attacks onto the dragon and flubbed because the dragon's got that -1 to hit thing. And the other Iron Gut went after the War Kitty and wasn't able to wound him. So that was awesome. So the Vampire Dragon survives. And then he did some damage to my unit, as you can see. But I win this combat. I win it, if you can effing believe it. And not only that, but he's not steadfast. And I think he's still stubborn, though. I think maybe it wasn't his tyrant that I killed. I think it was some other character. I'm not really sure. I wish I had gotten his army list. But yeah. So he loses this combat, but he's still stubborn or something like that because the tyrant's still alive with the Crown of Command. And I'm like, damn, he's leadership 9 with a reroll. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he rolled an 11 and an 11, and everything I had pursued, but before we went there, my opponent conceded the game. He said, you know what, you got it. They broke. You got 3 things that are going to go after him and catch him. I surrender, you win. So there it is. There's the end of the game. We didn't pick up the Iron Guts first, but yeah, that's the way the board looks. After all was said and done, and as bleak as it looked, I actually pulled it off. And yeah, I saw your 2 cannon army, ladies and gentlemen, and I beat it. I wiped it off the table, sacrificing 60% of my army? I don't know. Yeah, I know I got lucky. I'm not even going to try to fake it. I know. It was fun. But, you know, we'll get to the recap in a second, because right now it's time for a quick timeout. banners, banners, banners. Get you some banners. Look at the banners. You are never going to be able to get better banners than this. There is no company, there is no talent scout, there is no entity on the planet that's going to get you banners better than this. Custom banners for your custom army. You want better paint scores. You want that little edge that makes your army better than the guy next to you. Sick of running, going to tournaments and getting that paint score that's just a few points lower than the guy that literally sneezes on his army. And you can't figure out why? Get these banners and make your army really pop, really stand out. Send this guy an email, tell him what you want, and get yourself some banners. It's totally worth it. Alright, guys and gals, there it is. Token Gal is back, and she's back in full operation mode of making tokens. So if you missed out before she went and got married and became Mrs. Token Gal, or however that works, this is your chance. Get your tokens now. Send her an email. Send her your monies. Get yourself some tokens. They're dirt cheap, solid gold quality. You're not going to be disappointed. Tell her Tremendous sent you. She'll probably know. But yeah, get these tokens. They're so much better than just using dice. They're so much easier to remember everything. You don't have to worry about your cards getting lost, stolen, ripped, torn, whatever. And, they're glass beads, cool high-def pictures. Totally worth it. Get yourself some tokens. You won't regret it. And Unleashed Wargaming's painting services is back, guys. I took it down for a little bit while I redid the ad and added some of his newer pictures, but as you can see, he does amazing work. He's based out of the US. He does solid, quality work to all armies. I mean, you saw the pictures. You've seen the quality. You've seen the vibrant colors and the attention to detail and everything. I mean, that banner is free-handed. I mean, how are you not going to like something like that? So if you're like me, and you hate painting, but you don't have an awesome wife to do all your painting for you, give this guy an email, talk to him about what you need, and he's going to knock it out for you. You're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be embarrassed when you play your army at, your local store, at GTs, or local GTs at your store, or however the heck you want to play. You'll have a painted army. It's going to be a beautifully painted army to your specifications. How can you go wrong? Send him an email, get your army painted, and quit embarrassing yourself. Tell him Tremendous sent you. So, yeah, guys, it was a victory for Lord Tremendous. I tabled my opponent. My Undead Legion ended up losing the Chariots, the Direwolves, the Hex Race, and the Titan. The Ogres ended up losing everything, because that's what tabled means. But yeah, like I've been saying, I finally encountered your 2-cannon threat thing, and my dragon barely survived the entire game. I mean, figuratively speaking, but I'll be damned. I actually faced it, and I survived, so I feel pretty good about that. Yes, I'm well aware, if the cannonballs hit, my dragon would have been dead. If, he would have had just a little bit more luck on his side and his dice weren't screwing him as bad as they were, my dragon would have been dead. I totally get that. But, you know what? If your aunt had a penis, she'd be your uncle, so if is a pretty strong factor there. I'll take what I can get. Unreal that in the end of the game I had 2 skeleton warriors survive, let alone that unit surviving at all. My opponent was rolling like crap. I gotta give him that. And I was rolling my ward saves like it was no tomorrow, because I really wasn't. So that helped a lot. I'm not gonna try to, minuscule that or anything like that, but damn, what a fight. The Iron Gut Star finally breaking in the end was completely unexpected. Him rolling 2 11s in a row on the same friggin' pair of dice, that I didn't expect at all, but I'm glad they did, because my Skeleton Warriors weren't going to survive another round. But what an incredible fight that was, and I am so happy it went my way. Really didn't expect the Iron Guts to make that damn charge against my Hex Race. The whole idea was they needed a 10. There was a very low chance they were going to make it, and then they did, and it was like, oh no, we're going uphill. And then he had a character with a magic weapon, so... Well, poo, that was my fault. Well, no, I'm not even going to say that. That was a gamble, and it was well worth it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. In fact, I probably will next time I see something like that, so I'm not even going to apologize. Shit happens. Six dicing the casket spell to cannons seems to be an excellent way to deal with cannons, especially when they're within 6 inches of each other. So I think I see a definite way of dealing with war machines later on in future games when they have them. And of course, you gotta say that the Slaughtermaster miscasting off the table, like in top of 2, pretty much helped me seal my victory. It gave me full control of the magic phase when I needed it. Lots of luck on my side of the table, and I'll gladly take it. It's better to be lucky than good any day, but I do realize that had he had his level 4 caster around, that combat would have definitely gone his way, because there's no way I would have been able to get the 5-up ward each and every time, nor the incantation of desiccation, so, or at least not both, which is pivotal in winning this game. So that was cool. But you know what? This is a damn fun game. A lot of adrenaline rushes, a lot of legendary times, and it was a good game against a 2-cannon list. Fun opponent, and I'm definitely looking forward to the rematch. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report number 171. Like I said, the next time you see the Hydra Titan, he will be fully painted to match my Skeleton Warriors, because I'll be damned if it didn't earn it. Like, I know he died in the end, but he should have died in that charge. There's no reason he should have survived that, other than just hit the raw tenacity that is Nad the Protector. But yeah, very, very happy, very fun that happened. But yep, guys, I'm pretty much done with this one. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.